Does that look on my face say it? Or does the hat say it? Yeah, I'm not too happy after that showing by Joey Logano in this Dixie Vodka 400 down there at Homestead, Miami. But nonetheless, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is Comic Bookie Mark. And yes, you guys finally get to see my face. You know the voice, but you haven't seen me lately. But here we are, man. I'm excited to be bringing to you, our YouTube fans, our YouTube family, my first video, as I want to discuss a little bit of what's happening on this Sunday night, kind of get you guys prepped and primed going into this Monday morning. As, you can thank your host, Michael Biella, for pushing me to do this video. I've owed him for a long time as we are trying to grow. Life gets in the way at times, but nonetheless, my name is Comic Bookie Mark, and yes, I am here finally to start giving you guys some wonderful content going forward, just as Michael and Sean do every single week for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to get into this race a little bit down in Miami. If you guys watched it on Fox, you had your winner, William Byron. Man, guy had a rocket ship. Let me tell you, I did not want to bet against him, but then again, I didn't think this guy was going to be that fast. When you don't have practice, when you don't have qualifying, things can just get a little crazy. And ever since last season, it's been so hard to handicap these races. Fans, if you're with me, any fans out there that wager a little bit of money on NASCAR, how are you doing? I want to know. Because is it just me being too Team Penske heavy? Is it just me being kind of homerish? Although I did take Larson today and he did show up for me. But man, I tried to take Bell as he is a dirt racer as well. But he just, after winning last week, he just really couldn't do anything. Coming in about 20th position, and he just had no showing, man. And even worse was my driver, Joey Logano. I mean, this guy, you start on the pole because Hamlin had to go back for failing pre-race inspection. And that's a story for another podcast that we're probably going to be discussing on 102 this week with Sean and Mike. So please, you guys stay tuned for that one, because I really don't know what's going on with these JGR teams that always just seem to fail post-race. But hey, by the end of the first, second stage, they're right up there contending for the lead, aren't they? So I don't know, kind of conspiracy theorist, but yeah, the race was decent. I kind of want to like to have a caution going into the end so we can kind of see what Tyler Reddick had, that number 8 Richard Childress Chevrolet, gaining on the field, man. I mean, I think if this guy would have had probably 15 more laps, he would have caught up to Byron if he would have stayed off that wall and really drove that thing as good as he was driving it. But man, I did take Christopher Bell against him in one of my matchups. I didn't think that this guy was going to be that good, but hey, I was wrong, man. So we're going to see, man. Congratulations and tip of the hat to Mr. William Byron. I hope that my guy next week in Vegas in the Pennzoil 400, hopefully Joey Logano can do a little bit better, as he has won those last 2 races there. In the last 2 years, I believe, because he didn't win the fall race last year, but he did win the spring race and the year before. So, yeah, we got your top 5, if you will. We got, it was William Byron, followed by Tyler Reddick, like I mentioned, Martin Truex Jr., which was, I believe, the favorite coming in 3rd. He just didn't have enough muscle into the end, but the guy is so strong on these 1.5 miles week in and week out. Kyle Larson, that was one of my favorites. If you guys listened to 101, I really, really liked Larson. He came in 4th. I thought he could have contended for the win, but he did not start on that high line on that last restart. He eventually did push Byron past Martin Truex for the win. And Harvick coming in 5th. Michael McDowell, top 10 again for the 3rd straight week. That is very, very impressive for that small team in Front Row Motorsports. So tip of the hat to that Ford. And Michael McDowell, Ryan Newman showing some muscle, as did his teammate in that first stage, Chris Buescher, winning that first stage. I mean, that's got to feel great for the Roush organization. You know, an organization that you guys can see right up there, the number 99, that was my guy. Yeah, right there. So I have a little soft spot in my heart for Roush, especially with that's pretty much the reason why I'm a huge Liverpool fan at that. But if you guys have followed the podcast, Liverpool, Roush Fenway Sports Group, they're all kind of combined together. So, I got a soft spot in my heart for them. So Ryan Newman comes in 7th, Kurt Busch 8th, Alex Bowman 9th, and Kyle Busch 10th to round out your top 10, guys. I'm excited. I knew this week and this damn year eventually was going to be just crazy. As you see, 3 different winners. There's 13 spots left in the playoffs, so time is dwindling down, and I think there's going to be a lot of points racing this year. You're going to see these stages. They're going to be coming down to the wire when these guys are just duking it out, trying to win stages, trying to get any points they can, because that's really when it's going to come down to, guys. Season standings here. You got Denny Hamlin in 1st, Kevin Harvick. Hey, what do you know? Harvick hasn't won yet, 9 wins last year, but here he is, slowly and steady, sitting in 2nd place, right? Joey Logano, my driver, in 3rd. Michael McDowell, who would ever thought that? 4th in points. Chase Elliott, he'll get a win here soon. He's sitting in 5th. Kurt Busch in 6th. Christopher Bell in 7th with that win last week. Kyle Larson, I like him, in 8th. Truex in 9th. And Brad Keselowski rounding out your top 10 in points, guys. Stay tuned next week. It's going to be fun. Down there in the desert, they're going to have some fans. And it's just so sad that California just can't have no fans. They canceled the whole race. And now, things are opening back up. And just that's for another day. But another thing that happened tonight that I'm sad about, NBA guys, the Warriors, they get throttled 117-91. Green goes out. You don't see much from Curry. 26 minutes, 16 points on 5 for 13 of field goals. You got LeBron James, 24 minutes, 19 points. This was kind of a lackluster game as our Lakers take route to the Warriors. It sucks, but the Warriors, they had 3 good games. For all our Warrior fans, I know a lot of you guys are. A lot of you probably aren't. Probably got a lot of haters out there, as we experienced when we went down for a bachelor party down in Miami a couple years ago, as my co-host well remember, as we're wearing our Curry jerseys. But nonetheless, let's look at some standings real quick. Sunday night, I want to let you guys know that the Philadelphia 76ers are in the lead for the East, and Utah Jazz, man, they're playing some good basketball, 27-7. And Los Angeles Lakers in 2nd, Clippers in 3rd. You got the Suns, Spurs, Blazers, Nuggets, and the Warriors round out that 8th spot, guys. Mavericks, as good as I thought they were going to be, they're still fighting, but 16-16. Hopefully our team can hold it down, the Warriors. And yeah, I think that Boston Celtics, they're kind of struggling over there in the East as we see them in the 6th spot, guys. And we'll just see what's going to happen. Stay tuned for some NBA talk going forward on episode 102 and beyond. The EPL was crazy. Chelsea, Manchester United for Mike. Guys came away with 1 point. Liverpool came away with 2 against Sheffield. They desperately needed that. Some Champions League coming up this week. We will review that and discuss that coming up in 102 as well, fans. But nonetheless, let's get into a couple books here that I want to talk about on the entertainment side, guys. This is what I picked up this week. My 5 books a la TI Comics. Thank you very much, Alex. You got Crossover, an image book by Donnie Cates that I'm kind of up in ends about. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I might drop it if this one doesn't deliver a little bit more punch that I've been expecting from this story. I thought that Mike and Sean were going to follow me on it, but they did not. So I have been the lone reader of Crossover. Guys, let me know if you are reading this and how you like it. I'm 50-50 on it. We'll see how this one does, and maybe I'll give you guys a review coming into next week. I Breathe the Body. I really like this one. It has to do a little bit with social media and how it's kind of controlling kids these days. Zach Thompson from Aftershock. As you guys know, we are getting into all different types of publishers here, small, big, medium, in between. I like this one. Haven't read any of these books yet, so I'll let you know, but I did pick this one up. That's one of the 5 that I got. Nuclear Family. This seemed like it was pretty good. You guys might have mentioned Sean and Mike talk about it on episode 101. I actually forgot that I was pulling it, and I said that I wasn't, but I did get it, and I'll give you guys a review coming up on episode 102. Harley Quinn, The Black Knight, Sean Murphy writing it, The White Knight, Sean Murphy on it. It's great, even though I did not read the prior 2 stories to it. Harley Quinn really is different character in here. She's got kids. She walks around with 2 damn hyenas, but it's fun. It's really fun. If you're into DC, if you're into Harley Quinn, this has been a pretty good book, and Sean Murphy has been kicking ass on it, as Mike will also attest to. The first 2 stories of The White Knight have been great as well. Come on, baby. We got to save the best for last for this damn asshole. You guys see him. Mr. Scumbag coming in from Image Comics. Ray Ernie Clementine. This guy is crazy. Now, Mike, let him know, man. I want Mike to kind of give a little review on this one as well on 102 as we're going to review it. But this dude, he is crazy. He is trying to save the world, and he just keeps getting himself into more damn crap every time. So I'm going to let you guys know how I feel about this one. But yeah, these are the 5 books that I have gotten this week. 1 DC, 1 Image, 2 Images, and 2 Aftershocks, man. I'm really getting more into these smaller publishers more and more. I got previews this week as well. I'm halfway through it. There's 1 book already that I'm looking at. I know Mike has mentioned that there's a couple that he wants to get as well, and we'll probably talk about that as well. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, this is Comic Bookie Mark. Excuse me if I've been kind of not there, excuse me if I've been kind of off or, kind of nervous or whatnot. This is my first video for the Comic Bookies YouTube page. But thank you guys. Thank you. And Sunday night, it has been great. Looking forward to some great games, some better races coming forward, and even great stories and entertainment. Mike, Sean, they're going to review WandaVision and all the streaming stuff for you guys coming forward. So stay tuned. Tune in always at the Comic Bookies at gmail.com and on Twitter and on Instagram at the Comic Bookies on social. I am Mark. This is Comic Bookie Mark for the Comic Bookies. And thank you once again. Tune in 102 coming at you soon. Thank you. Let's go.